What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, we're less than 48 hours away from brand new MCU content and canon, and according to the numbers in analytics, the hype for this show is actually tracking higher than The Mandalorian, but that's to be expected, especially with the 2-year break from last we saw Far From Home and Avengers Endgame. Over the last week, Kevin Feige asked a ton of questions about the future of the MCU, and one in particular: who could the next big bad be? Where is this all leading? Now, of course, he had no comment, but now via a brand new exclusive coming from the Fandom Wire, we know who it is and where he's showing up. We're going to break down Doctor Doom in the next Marvel Phase 4, talk about his appearance in the upcoming Black Panther, and speculate as to a couple of other series and franchises he's been reported to be showing up in. We're going to break down everything Doctor Doom and where this is leading, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 800,000 subscribers, as well as announcing a ton of new Marvel prizes this week with WandaVision's release. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, this report was published just a day ago on the fandomwire.com under the headline Doctor Doom to debut in Black Panther 2 exclusive. We'll leave a link down to the original article in the description. They go on to report, quote, "Sources have exclusively revealed to Fandom Wire and friends at Popcorn Planet that Doctor Doom is set to make his MCU debut in Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 2. Marvel's iconic Latvian villain Victor Von Doom has traditionally always been centered as the main baddie against the Fantastic Four, even appearing in every live-action Fantastic Four movie to date. But sources tell us that Kevin Feige wants to mix things up with Doctor Doom's debut in the MCU. The Marvel Cinematic Universe intends to use Doom as his own character outside of the Fantastic Four franchise to start. He will be appearing in a smaller role as the overall bad guy pulling the strings in Black Panther 2. We're also told Doom's appearance in Black Panther 2 will not just be as Victor, but in full Doctor Doom armor. To add some credence to our report, Charles Murphy had previously reported on a rumor that he heard that Doctor Doom would be the villain in the Black Panther sequel. Now, of course, when that rumor broke and about a year ago, we covered that here at the channel, and even though there is a ton to unpack in there, and we're going to get to all of it, let's start last with Charles Murphy, trusted industry insider we cover often here at the channel over at Murphy's Multiverse. Doctor Doom being the villain in the Black Panther sequel wasn't the only scoop that he had over the last year. He actually pointed directly to the next Marvel series. In WandaVision, there was a small town in Georgia that they filmed in he thought might be doubling as Doomstot or Latveria, and sort of exploring the roots of the origin in the region where WandaVision and her family come from. If that's the case, Doom may be introduced way earlier than Black Panther 2, and there's a couple of other franchises along the way that make sense for him to show up in. We've also heavily rumored and reported on here at the channel that Doctor Doom could show up in 2 places, first of which, now named Quantumania, the next installment for the Ant-Man and the Wasp franchise, and of course, the Fantastic Four franchise. Both films we know are now in production and set to come out in the next 2 or 3 years over at Marvel Studios. When you add that to Black Panther and possibly even WandaVision as all putting in the pieces and setting the Easter eggs up for his future debut, there's more than enough room for them just in the earliest parts of Marvel Phase 4 to work him in slowly and give him the sort of backstory in time that he's going to need to really be a complex character. They were able to accomplish this with Thanos in just a couple of ancillary roles, some in Guardians of the Galaxy, a couple of post-credit scenes. Imagine now if they give him the time and attention over multiple movies and multiple Disney Plus franchises. By the time he becomes the ultimate big bad somewhere way down the road in Secret Wars, and we know this because he is the main antagonist in Secret Wars, then they're going to have built him out in several places and in several franchises. All of the characters will know very well who he is, unlike Thanos when he first showed up on the scene, relatively unknown to most of the Avengers, and without that false action of Thor explaining to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course having Gamora on the team, exactly who he is, then they really wouldn't have known about him at all. It's kind of crazy to think that we were so endeared to Thanos, that he was such a complex character, and they spent so little time explaining his motivations. If Infinity War hadn't done that, he might not have been the complex villain that he was. And then you juxtapose that to something like Loki, who was given the time, several movies, several different franchises to be introduced, and he stayed as a mainstay favorite villain over all of the MCU, so much so that he gets his own spin-off series. That's the power of attending to the backstory of a villain just a little bit, and you can bet when it comes to someone like Doctor Doom, it's going to be tenfold. That's why I'm not surprised of a report of him showing up in Black Panther 2, of his original origins possibly touched on during WandaVision, him showing up in a couple of other spots like Ant-Man 3 or Fantastic Four. Okay, most definitely Fantastic Four, but as he's being worked in now over the next 9 or 10 years, expect him to show up in a lot of places, possibly already mentioned in the MCU, not just a major antagonist against Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four, but historically has also been a villain against Iron Man. And if you think about Ant-Man 2, with the technology, him possibly the benefactor that was trying to get his hands on Pym Tech, all of that technology plays right into what Doctor Doom is as a character. It's very obvious here that Marvel wants to lead to Secret Wars down the road with Doctor Doom as the main big bad, as he was in the comics in the second run for Secret Wars that we expect this will heavily draw on. It has a lot to do with the multiverse as well. Hint, hint, that's everything that Marvel Phase 4 is. Down the road somewhere here, we're going to have other villains along the way. Of course, we'll have Kang. We also know we're getting Mandarin for sure, and possibly even some others like Norman Osborn, the Sinister Six. But at the end of it all, Doctor Doom will be waiting for that iteration of Secret Wars, and expect a very Thanosonian character built out in the image of Thanos, where we understand his motivations, but even more so than Thanos ever was over the next, say, 7 or 9 years. It's a super exciting time to be a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, and I think, quite honestly, we can expect to see Doctor Doom and Easter eggs for him show up in several places in just the next 24 months alone. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, how hype you are for Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four finally in the MCU, and where you expect he'll first show up, if not in Black Panther 2. Let me know all your thoughts, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 800,000 subscribers, and in just 2 days with the release of WandaVision, we're announcing some brand new Marvel-related prizes here at the channel. If you want to be entered to win, all the same rules will always apply for the future prizes as well as these. You got to hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber. Then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. In order to better do that, hit the notification bell with notifications turned on to keep up with the content. Of course, if you enjoyed today's video or the other videos we do here at the channel, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me over on Instagram and Twitter under the handle IamFires. You can also find me with original music, including this song you hear here, on Spotify under All Fires, and streaming twitch.tv/Novellin. There are links down in the description to all of those. Thanks so much, guys, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.